The love triangle of infectious mononucleosis, Sarah Sen, Dallas Nursing Institute. Medical terminology, Dr. Hobson. Becky was always busy with schoolwork. She was excited to go to her first dance of the school year, homecoming. She brought her dress and couldn't wait till Saturday because her crush, Danny, asked her to it. Finally, the day is here, homecoming. Becky made sure she looked great. Danny came to pick her up from her house. He had a little cough, but said it was nothing. But little did Danny know, he was sick with mononucleosis, also known as mono. During the dance, as Danny went in for a kiss, he started to cough up a storm and left Becky on the dance floor, all alone. Later in the evening, Becky started to see Danny looking very tired, with his face turning red and being warm to touch. Becky started to think Danny probably had a fever. While he was coughing, she saw some white patches in the back of his mouth. Becky insisted to go home so Danny could rest. Once home, Becky started on some research. She used Google to find if everything was okay with Danny. She Googled white patches in back of mouth. 2 seconds later, it came up with infectious mononucleosis. Whoa, that's a big word. Even as smart as Becky was, she did not know what that meant. She looked up its definition and found out that mononucleosis is called mono, a disease or sickness that is transferred by kissing. Now relieved that Becky did not kiss Danny, she did not want to be sick over a kiss. She continued to do some research on how this can occur. There is this virus called Epstein-Barr. It affects super small cells in the mouth and starts up an infection. Uh-oh. Becky found out that these small cells produce antibodies to help fight against the nasty Epstein-Barr virus, EBV. She also learned that mono signs and symptoms can last up to 50 days. Day 3 to 5, a person can have headaches, fatigue, tiredness, joint pain, fever, and a sore throat. Between day 4 to 21, bad things can happen. Your spleen can rupture. Now, Becky did not understand a lot of what she was reading, but anything with a rupture was not a good sign. Becky learned that there is a test that Danny could do to make sure he does not have mono, called mono spot test. It detects a group of the Epstein-Barr virus. Becky, in hopes of Danny becoming 100% better, looked for a treatment. She found out that he needed a lot of rest with medicine such as analgesics, painkillers, and antipyretics, reduces fever. But found out mono has no cure, but only is contagious when Danny is sick. She hurried to her mother and told what happened. Her mother confirmed and called Danny's mother. They both knew he had to go to the doctor. At the doctor's visit, Dr. Green gave him medicine that he had to finish all of it, even if he felt better, and advised Danny to rest and drink plenty of fluids. Later that day called and thanked Becky for going out of her way to make sure that he was okay, and asked for Becky if later in the future they could hang out after he got better. Of course, Becky said yes. The end.